So let's kind of walk up here and see maybe what this decorative section is. This is super thick back here. And then there's this. I can't really tell. It's definitely a lot of poison ivy. I think it's just a patch of weeds and little raspberries here, or mulberries or whatever they are, I don't know. Alright. Huh. Was really expecting at least that to be something. And you can maybe kind of tell here, this is probably an area where deer were sleeping. Something is definitely back there. I don't know what it is or who it is, but there's something back there. I don't see any other signs of hardware or anything, so okay. Well, we'll head back and check out some of the center section again here. I'm again just a bit surprised. I mean, especially with this Kimmel stone being right here at the edge, that, you know, we didn't find anything else. It's just so strange. Not necessarily because there really should be stuff back here, but just because of the layout, it just has that appearance for sure. So, very odd, but a little bit more of a deep dive. And here we can see another Y section marker. And then a bricker section here. And definitely appears to be some mud wasp or something on here. I don't want to get too incredibly close. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing. We see 1847 to 1920 GS Bricker and Sarah Bricker 1841 to 1914. We'll keep scanning the open areas too to see if maybe, you know, we might find something that's buried in the grass again. And then Yarian again. It's like John and Susanna. Both 1851. And then John passed in 1939, excuse me. And his wife Susan in 1917. And some very clear erosion damage right there. And the other side has a lot of vines and weeds. If you ever really thought of it though, there's really no such thing as weeds. There's just native plants. Anyway, a thought. trying to be very careful. It's kind of strange. This place has these big patches of mud where the ground is thin, and so it looks deceivingly like you're finding more headstones. So you really have to watch your step in a place like this. Looks like Anna something, 1888, aged. Oh, I can't, something in 8 months, it looks like. So much of this place is unfortunately lost. And really a lot of it could be saved quite easily. As you can tell, I'm not sure again how many parts this is going to be. I'm trying to do somewhat of a deep dive, as well as skipping in between locations. Oh, I hope you all are enjoying this sunset exploration out here. Let's see, there's his father and mother. I see wife of. A very difficult one to read. And you can get a little bit better view on this side. Looks like Simon died 1887 of 63 years in 1 month, 15 days, it looks like. Lots of Simones in this place. Abraham 1833, excuse me, to 1916. And then Lydia Teagarden, very cool name, 1838 to 1913. How cool is that? And again, a section or a marker here that says mother that's being buried, and I didn't even notice there's another one right here. Almost looks out of place. Yeah, I think that, yeah, that's his father. It looks like father, and then mother here, and then oddly another mystery stone on the back here. And there's no sign really of any other stone that would match it. And directly behind it, another interesting situation. Actually, I'm not sure. These might not be. No, they're not. But it is an interesting name for shoe. Sure, excuse me. Hoonsettler? Let me know if you ever heard of that one. Simon Hoonsettler. Seems there's a lot of people with the first name Simon here, and then also a lot of people with the last name Simone. We see Simon, 1841 and 1907, and then Anna Huntsberger, his wife, 1847 to 1932. some thick looking lichen growth here. I don't know, it may just be kind of falling off. That's crazy looking. And yeah, almost impossible to read. There definitely is an inscription there. I'm going to try and read it back at the command center. I know I've been saying that a lot recently and then either not being able to or not following through, but I'm going to definitely give it a shot here. Wow, look at that. That is so thick. A lot of these have some pretty heavy damage aside from the lichen growth too. You can see here the top section is falling off. Another Isaac Yarian, 1896, at 81 years. And this one actually is easier to read on my camera. I see Lydia Brickhead, 1885. Aged 36 years, 4 months, and 8 days. And I'm not sure, I'm gonna have to go around to the other side to see what that is, maybe. And Peter Bricker, 1822 to 1871. And Rebecca, 1824 to 1904. So you can see that, assuming that these people were here for a lot of their lives, this is a pretty old place. Quite amazing so far. Aside from the fact of the unfortunate buried graves here. Buried headstones, I should say. And quite the incredible place. I think I've said that already, but we'll do a quick walk here. See maybe if down these rows that are so empty that we can spot anything in the grass one more time before we take off here. It doesn't look that way, although I will say I really kind of doubt that it's the case that all of this section here is empty. So there's probably certainly more than a few things that are lost underneath the grass and need to be recovered. It's unfortunate, but just a reality here in places like this. So let's carefully walk down one last time, and then we'll ride the edge up along the tree line and see if maybe there's anything there. Well, 1854. So this was here years and years before the Civil War. So sometimes it makes me imagine maybe what the newspapers, and obviously if you go back you can probably find a lot of them, but you know what it would have been like to wake up to the news of war here in the middle of the US. And this another Simone marker here that you can see is starting to teeter along the edge here. It's moving slowly, but it could one day fall over and then become buried. And quite the historic grave, 1875. It'd be such a shame to have that completely disappear like these stones next to it. And another big blank area here. Although, I'm kind of guessing this would have been maybe the church here. You can kind of see where there was a hill, and that might represent kind of the debris pile once the church was torn down. I think it makes the most amount of sense. You can see that the graves of the historic section here sort of end right at this point. And then the sign is way down there by my car. So it would make a lot of sense that that's where the historic church once stood. And maybe this was like a decorative tree line historically that outlined the place. Would have looked quite amazing back in the day if you imagine it that way. So but again, it looks like this place is really well cared for. See pretty clearly that there's nothing really hidden here. It looks like maybe at one time there had been a few things here and there that had slipped by. But as of right now, it looks like everything that was hidden behind there has been discovered and cut out. It looks like mostly it probably just would have been that Kimmel stone. Because you again can kind of tell this is definitely the historic section here. And I don't think there would have been anything else here. Yeah, definitely does not look that way. You can see pretty clearly here. This is definitely not a cemetery section, but probably just what once was the rear of the church here. An incredibly amazing place. And still being used. You can kind of see over there the new graves there's definitely a few that are loose, and they see me. All right, thank you all for checking out part 2 of our adventure here in Avilla, Indiana at the Bethlehem Church location. What once was the Bethlehem Church and now is only the Bethlehem Cemetery / graveyard. And again, a reminder, all of you out there, we are having new episodes every Tuesday and every Saturday. And from here on out, they should be there at 8 a.m. in the morning Eastern Standard Time. So if while the notification bell doesn't seem to be working so well, if you wouldn't mind coming to the channel on Tuesdays and Saturdays to check, there should from here on out be episodes up. I'm getting filming done at a rate that I can kind of catch up and have stuff out in advance. So appreciate you all for sticking around with me. As always, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to turn on that notification bell, even though sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it will, and it'll let you know just in case you did miss something. And I'll see you in the next adventure.